I am Beardmohbox, and this is the series where I predict this year's rookie ratings, where I cover about 4 per team, and this week we're looking at the AFC East. Like I said the last time, quick fire grade, quick free agency review, and then the predictions. So like last week, we do this in order of last year's division standings, so we start with the New England Patriots, who I give a B-. It was a typical Patriots draft. Some picks you think are great, but most just confuse you. Their first and fifth selections were excellent, but the 3 in between were odd. The offseason was kind of great, they traded away Chandler Jones, but for decent value. Chris Long could put up some nice numbers, and that Martellus Bennett trade could be something we talk about forever. Terrence Knighton was also a nice pickup. So we start with our first selection in the second round, Cyrus Jones, cornerback, Alabama. I don't see them giving Jones anything lower than 71. He's slightly undersized, but so is Tyrann Mathieu, and Jones should thrive in the slot if he doesn't win the number 2 spot. Round 3, Joe Tunney, offensive guard, NC State. The Patriots needed a tackle, so of course they drafted a guard. He's got pretty good size, and I'm struggling to think what they'll give him. I could see him 72 just as easily as 69. Round 3, Vincent Valentine, defensive tackle, Nebraska. Skipping quarterback Jacoby Brissett here, I think Valentine will be around 67. A guy's position on the depth chart is often reflected in his rating, and Valentine will likely sit quite low. Round 4, Malcolm Mitchell, wide receiver, Georgia. A bit of a bargain where he went, and I think EA knows it. A torn ACL in 2013 led to his late round status, but he's got all the tools to earn him a 70 overall from day one. Onto the New York Jets, who also get a B-. The Jets draft wasn't the most exciting by any stretch, but it was solid. They brought in some nice players in free agency, but all pretty much replaced guys who left. Some better, some worse, leaving them pretty much the same as before. This whole Fitzpatrick saga is really hurting them if they don't get him back. Round 1, Darren Lee, outside linebacker, Ohio State. Lee looks to be a great player, and I can see him getting a 77 overall, or maybe even higher. Round 2, Christian Hackenberg, quarterback, Penn State. I truly believe Hackenberg can be a guy that in a few years, teams scratch their heads at how low they had him ranked. Hackenberg played for Penn State at the height of their NCAA punishment, and players were allowed to transfer freely after Penn State had 40 scholarships taken away and was banned from the postseason for 4 years, leaving Hackenberg with not an amazing supporting cast. I can see him going in at around 72-73. Round 3, Jordan Jenkins, outside linebacker, Georgia. He'll likely play best as a defensive end, but in that case he won't have too many chances in the Jets' stacked line group. I still can't see him going below 70 though, but at the same time I can see them just throwing a 66 on him too. Round 4, Juston Burris, cornerback, NC State. A guy drafted to add depth isn't going to get a crazy rating. He's not bad though, so I'd say around a 67 would be fair for him. Then we have the Buffalo Bills, who I gave a draft grade of an A-, which may have now dropped to a B+. Shaq Lawson missing a lot of time this season because of shoulder surgery doesn't affect how good the haul was, but it of course affects their impact. The Bills say they have 3 day 1 starters in this class, and that makes it an A-, but with one of those starters missing time now, it takes it down to a B+. But still, there's some interesting guys there for the future too. Free agency was quiet, Mario Williams leaving would have been a huge deal a year ago, it wasn't this year. Round 1, Shaq Lawson, defensive end, Clemson. Lawson's overall shouldn't be affected, and the scheme is ideal for him. 78 would be fair, and so would something a little higher. Round 2, Reggie Ragland, inside linebacker, Alabama. It's crazy they were able to get Lawson and Ragland one after the other. Ragland is the best inside linebacker in this draft, and his overall should reflect that at around 77. Round 3, Adolphus Washington, defensive tackle, Ohio State. Washington isn't close to as polished as the first 2 picks, but he's got plenty of upside. Look for him to get a 70-71 rating. Round 4, Cardale Jones, quarterback, Ohio State. There's no dressing it up, Jones isn't even close to being able to start at the NFL level right now. He's an interesting project, but I can't see him getting much better than a 62 rating this year. Onto the final team, the Miami Dolphins, who I only gave a C+. We all know about the Dolphins draft and that they may have the steal of the draft, but they also failed to plug a lot of holes that opened up in free agency. They let a bunch of big names walk, with Mario Williams being the only top free agent that they signed. Round 1, Laramie Tunsil, offensive tackle, Mississippi. Forget the drama, this guy's ready to play. EA couldn't care less about personal issues, just check out Will Hill's insane rating. I do however think they'll have him lower than Ronnie Stanley, right at the 80 mark. Round 2, Xavier Howard, cornerback, Baylor. A better prospect than a player right now, I see him at a 69. They could top him into the 70s though too. Round 3, Kenyon Drake, running back, Alabama. he'll be a much better NFL player than a Madden player based on his huge special teams value. I can see him getting a rating like 72 though. Round 3, Leonte Carroo, wide receiver, Rutgers. The Dolphins are stacked at receiver and Carroo figures to sit pretty low. I'd be surprised if he got a rating higher than 68. Alright, that rounds up the AFC East. Next week we move on to the AFC South, which has some very interesting rookies in it, and not just on the Jaguars.
Oh my god, play!
Hey, you made it to the end of the video! If you haven't seen the previous video yet, you can do that by clicking here. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, you can do that by clicking here and subscribing. New videos every Friday and Sunday, and sometimes Wednesdays too.